I cannot hear you, brother.
Damn, second week in a row. I've been trying to keep it real smooth on this side with the, you know what I'm saying, you don't hear all the shirts ruffling and all that shit, man. Oh man, happy Wednesday, brother. Happy Wednesday though, bro.
Yes, man. Absolutely. Happy to be here with you, man. What's going on?
And man, Cloud9, man. Cloud9 this weekend. Can't even lie to you, man. Can't even lie to you. Feeling good though. Can't complain. Can't complain.
Word, talk to me, man. I love that type of talk. What's going on?
For the young ones that's tuning in early, man, when you go to high school in the late 90s and you see these people that you graduated with and you do the clock math, it's like, yo, wait, I've known y'all for over 2 decades. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we do that quick math, you know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of friendly faces on the same atmosphere and venue, up and shoulders, sharing old jokes, man. It's always a good time, man. It's always a good time. But yeah, man, we all turning 40 this year. We all 83, 84, 85 babies. You know what I mean? You're on the early part of that, unfortunately. Sorry about that. But you know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was super cool to see a lot of old faces this weekend, man. Mad hype. Can't hold you.
No, that's good. That's good, man. Ain't nothing like seeing brothers grow up together, still around, still thriving. You know what I mean? That's unique, man. And you know, it was cool to be around y'all while y'all were growing up too. So I can only imagine that energy, seeing where all of y'all are at now, man. That's dope.
It was crowded too, man. It was nice, man. It was super nice. TJ brought in his 40th. John Tell brought in his 40th. And they like peanut butter and jelly, so all the parties were just commingled, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was super dope.
That's dope. That's dope. But yeah, man, on my end, man, it's still the beginning of March. A lot of stuff going on the healthcare side, man. Just trying to stay afloat, but I got a really good team around me and everybody's motivated. We had a really good town hall today, keeping everybody updated. So just managing the chaos, man. Managing the chaos.
Yeah, almost through first quarter, man. You got 1 more month to go, man. Trying to get those last bit of quotas in.
You know it, man. You know it. Oh my God. All right, let me get to the show notes. Okay, good. Here we go. All right. So first things first, man. This week I had the pleasure of seeing my son get on stage, man. You know, you watch these kids grow up, bro, and it's just like every time they do something, you just like, wow, I created that. You know what I mean? But his school had a showcase in recognition of Black History Month and Women's History Month. Shout out to all the women out there doing amazing things. You know, we love you here at FCP. So to start things off, man, I have got to find this link and send it to you. They have a Zoom like chorus version of Lift Every Voice and Sing. And it's like probably maybe 50 different people singing. And the way they blend it together is like a chorus. Like literally they were all in the same room, except it's through Zoom. I found that phenomenal.
Oh, like, don't get me wrong, technology ain't gonna do nothing but get better. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know the pandemic kind of pushed the envelope to turn up the speed on a lot of these Zoom calls, and, the StreamYards of the world, but it's only gonna get better, man. That's what's up. That is what's up, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. And then Darius had his poem, so the theme of it was strongest of them all. He definitely went up there, wasn't scared. You know what I mean? Got a couple notes, you know what I mean? He's got to slow down a bit. You could tell he was just trying to get through it so he could get off stage. And he's definitely got to project. I mean, I love it how kids, when they're at home, they could be like, I'm hungry. I don't want to go to sleep. I don't want to take a shower. But they get on stage to perform something, and all of a sudden,
can you guys hear me? Man, soft all of a sudden. It's like, you don't even act like that at the crib, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to use the man, picture everybody naked thing, and it'll make you feel better. I don't know if it really works, but you know what I mean? It's cool for the kids. It's cool for the kids.
Yeah, man. And shout out to one of his classmates, Lou, man. Lou, you know what I mean? He definitely gives it his all anytime he has a chance to do something. And his theme of his poem was "You Don't Scare Me," but Lou threw his own little attitude and voice in there. So it's really good to see all the kids get opportunities. Now, what's great about this school is my son is in the Horizon program. If this is your first time checking in with FCP, my son is on the autism spectrum. So this school offers a blend of kids who are neurodivergent and kids who are non-neurodivergent. So to be able to have these kids get on stage and be blended in with everybody else, that's
That's,
inclusion in a nutshell. So it was great to see.
that's big, man. That's big. It's dope to give the kids the confidence to do things that kids should be doing anyway. You know what I mean? Put everybody together. It's always gonna make it a better situation for everybody.
Big facts, man. Man, so talk
Absolutely.
to me, bro.
Listen, man. We we grew up rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? Corner store life, growing up, bacon, egg, and cheese is regular shit. You know what I mean? But as you got older, there's some things you shied away from. You kind of got bougie with. You know what I mean? It's just some things you don't do. Like, you know what I mean? As far as like, listen, with cars, like I know how to put gas in them. I know how to get tickets real good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the greatest at paying them all on time, but hey, I'm gonna get them paid sooner or later. You know what I mean? But it's just, hey, as soon as I gotta pop the hood though, I'm hands off. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, it's like, yeah, if I could pop a tire, I can switch a tire real quick. You know what I'm saying? If I'm stranded, you know what I mean? But I had to do some non-me shit over the weekend. You know what I'm saying? I had to swap a car battery out, bro. And I
Wow.
did it. And I did it. Yeah, I was like, it wasn't nobody there, but I was just like, nobody see this shit going on. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had the black gloves. I had me the 10, you know what I mean? The little wrench that do the shit for you. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I had to get the battery out, get the little lube, pause. I felt mad accomplished. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I don't do this shit. Like, it's not my forte. But I'll bring that up to Axis. Like, most things that most men should or can do, are there things that you know of that that are on that spectrum that you go, nah, not me though?
Definitely like handiwork around the house, man. I'm the first person to be like, how much that shit costs? Because I don't want to touch it. I don't want to deal with it. I see my brother do it sometimes. I'd be like, wow, all right, but that like handy shit around the house, like you need me to like open a jar or something like that. I got you.
Gotcha.
But if we talking about like swapping out a sink or oh nah, man, we ain't doing that over here.
Plumbing, electrical work. I'm not your man. I'm not your man. Like I go half seasonal, half fees on like on an IKEA build. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like I'll hold the shelf straight while you screw the other side in type shit. But shit, even that, my wife be like, nah, you taking too long. I can do this for myself. She be kicking me out the room. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are as far as car shit and you with the build, man, there's just a few things that as a man, you should be able to do. Rumor has it, but it's just not our forte, man. Not our forte.
Yep, absolutely, man. So just a quick shout out, man. First, I'm going to start out with Taylor Rooks and Joy Taylor. If you do not know who they are, you just heard Kenny's noise, so you know they are official. But they are also really good professionals. They are sports analysts. I believe both are on ESPN. And they started this show called The Too Personal Show to share their journeys as women in the sports analyst industry. And I've been able to catch a couple of clips on Instagram, and they talk about a lot of real stuff that we're going to get into because today our main topic is respecting boundaries. And for the women who are tuning in or catching this after the fact, you probably know exactly what we're talking about, right? If you happen to be a woman who was blessed by God, sometimes when you get into a professional field, it is very hard to be taken seriously by men because of their lack of, let's say, respect or value in what you bring to the field professionally versus your appearance. So it's been beautiful to watch these two amazing women take their journeys to this platform. It's not only educational for the young girls that are coming up in this world, but it's also a platform for any females who are currently in their field dealing with the same issues to kind of relate to the experiences, man.
That's what's up. Like, it's funny when I seen them both in the media space, maybe the last summer or two. I was like, they got to get together and do something, just because of the Taylor thing, man. Whether it be T Squared or something like that. But I'm happy they was able to find a niche that they're both really good at. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a dope show. They're gonna put their whole heart into it because they're really talented at what they do. You know what I'm saying? Outside of being great journalists so far, but just shining a light on certain things that you wouldn't think of in a normal perspective. So I can't wait to catch a couple shows when it's time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely been a changing of the guard when it comes to gender roles. And I want to shout out the people who are tuning in from Instagram. We got Shay, we got We got SKL in the building. We got Tanya always on time and present. Appreciate you. And Nola. If you haven't caught our episode with her, Gender Wars, gender roles have completely changed. And it is great to see the ladies starting to take the forefront and recognize that it is time to step up and share their stories without fear. Be unapologetically yourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
kudos to all y'all doing your thing, man. We need you. We definitely need you.
The babies are watching. Babies are watching.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then another quick shout out to Isaac Bryan. He is the youngest Black elected official in the California state legislature who is fighting very hard for a priority bill to support reparations for Black people. So I don't know if y'all watch us enough, but we are all for reparations here at FCP. Of course, we are centered in New York City, so we are hoping that this somehow gets around if it becomes official and it can become something that comes to fruition. But similar to Dave Chappelle skit, we gotta come up with a plan for the money, y'all. We must plan for if this money
Yes.
comes because yeah, I don't want to just see a bunch of us running around with these new Apple glasses or whatever and Vision Pros and not really planning for the future.
Yeah, because we only gonna get one shot at it, and I'm extremely scared. 40% of the population is going to do something crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's just the other 60, hopefully, a build. Get smart about it, make a plan as a unit, a collective. The other 40, they definitely buying baby straight cash. You know what I'm saying? So you got to, you said, got to get it together. Got to get it together. Got to be a plan before the plan is distributed.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. So we're gonna make the quick power shift over to the FCP Sports Corner. I promise you, we will be here for a while, but we promise you that it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We're gonna start it off with LeBron James reaching 40,000 points. Talk to me,
Like,
Kenny. What does this mean?
like putting 40,000 points in perspective. Like, I think Jordan ended his career in the high 20s. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a feat that I'm not sure if anyone's gonna be able to catch up to anytime soon. Because granted, Jordan took a couple years off in between. He didn't have to play as many games as LeBron did, although he played a majority of his 82 game seasons when he was there. Like LeBron plays from game one all the way up into the finals for the last 10 to 12 years. Sorry, outside of the last 2 or 3 finals. My apologies. After the bubble, it's been hard to get back. But he's played a good 100 games this season for the most part, and his averages in the high 20s with points, low teens with rebounds. He's very close to triple double as far as the assists at that end. Do you see anybody catching up to this record specifically in our lifetime?
The reason why I say no is because they're going to start to make some changes in the NBA. It's too much offense. It's becoming too easy to do things, and I don't know if they keep making these super teams. I'm not sure how long the game is going to be interesting to people. So I think they're going to make some more changes. I trust in Adam Silver. He's been masterful with the NBA so far. And then the other thing is because LeBron James is a unicorn. The way
Yes.
he's been able to maintain his health for this, 20, 21 years now, that's insane. I don't know if we'll ever see another specimen like this again that will really just really give Father Time a run for his money, man. Like Father Time gets up every year and is like, nah, bro, this year. And LeBron's like, not today. Not today.
Or you've been showing up with the not today face for another 7 years, probably beyond what we all expected him to do.
Yo, it's insane.
Insane. Shouts to him, but if 40K, that's a lot. That's a lot. Unless Caitlin Clark got something to say about it.
Very true. Very true. And that's a great transition, man. Caitlin Clark, man, outstanding college basketball player. Not just women's, not just men's. We're talking about outstanding, period. She set the men's and women's NCAA basketball scoring record, which is greater than about 3,500 points, passing Pete Maravich. This girl is phenomenal, and I can't wait to see what she does in the next level of her career.
that's my question for you, my man. When she gets to that next level, and I believe she might be going for the draft this year. Do you think her type of game is going to translate seamlessly into the WNBA? Because like when you come in with a target on your back, like you don't just granted coming from college NCAA, everybody was looking for you. You were the prime player, but every team now has a prime player, so to speak. Every coach is a top tier coach. Every assistant coach is a top tier assistant coach. Everybody's going to be putting these game plans specifically for you not to be as good as you were back then. Do you think it's going to be a smooth transition for her when it is WNBA time?
I think so. I think the coach over there, Indiana Fever, she's just got a good mindset, and she's got a young core over there anyway. It's all going to be about the system that they put her in. If you remember when Steph Curry came out of Davidson, I mean, no, he wasn't putting up the kind of numbers that Caitlin did, and he didn't even have that kind of notoriety until that tournament where he came out of nowhere and was just eliminating a bunch of teams that people had probably going to the Final Four. But people didn't think his game would translate, and he ended up changing to get to the face the way we play basketball today. So I think Caitlin's going to be just fine. She's a baller. She loves what she does, and she's going into a good program. So I think she'll be fine. Yeah.
There's another question I got for you. I'm kind of stealing this one from ESPN. With all the hype and press surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese kind of just being the forefront of I'm not want to say WNBA, they're not there yet, of women's college basketball, so to speak. When they move on next year, do you have the next basketball female, not LeBron type, but Caitlin type, Angel type, to take over the spotlight for that situation once it's vacated?
Unfortunately, I haven't been following women's college basketball that efficiently this year. Completely apologize, ladies. But I do feel Paige Buckers over at Connecticut, or Paige Beckers, she is, I believe, staying another year. So Paige Beckers could be that very next, the one in college. She's got the ability. She's just had a lot of injuries over the last couple of years. But next year, barring anybody else who doesn't come out, I think she'll be the one. In a bold way, man. Caitlin actually declared that she was entering the draft before the tournament even started. That's bold. I don't think I've ever seen somebody do that.
Yeah, a lot of people wait for the very last. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't. She a senior or junior?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think she redshirted. This might have been her last hurrah anyway. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. If I was on the cusp of being great and I had the ability to come out this year, I think I would stay one more year on the college level just to let the whole Caitlin Angel freight train leave here. Let me get my notoriety as the greatness I could be, and then I'll come next year for sure.
Yep. Oh yeah, yeah, I agree.
Keeping it on a college point, so to speak. A good man, Johnny Manziel, man. He did do a sit down with Club Shay Shay last week. He let us in on a lot of introspective stories that he had on his growing pains getting to where he was. But one thing he did tweet over the weekend was that he stands with his Heisman brother, Reggie Bush. He tweeted out, after careful thought and consideration, I will be humbly removing myself from the Heisman Trophy ceremony until Reggie Bush gets his trophy back. He felt it doesn't sit right with him, his morals and values. He can't be on stage with us every year without Reggie being there as well. I'm extremely happy he kind of went out on a limb to say this publicly. But with the last two Heisman winners over the past year, roughly collecting over $12 million as a unit, it's kind of crazy that he got banned for signing a couple of jerseys. You know what I'm saying? For helping his mom pay rent a month or two. You know what I mean? I don't know if you happen to see the tweet, but Reggie he helped a lot of people want to play the game. You know what I mean? As far as like, he was, in my head, after Barry Sanders, Reggie was that guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as the moves, the ability he was able to do, the spectacular shows on the field and shit. But them stripping that from him kind of took a piece from him. I'm happy he caught a chip in the league, but if NCAA don't do right by him in the next year or two, I just think they are really dropping the ball on this one. Did you get a chance to hear anything about that?
Yeah, I saw a couple clips. I mean, honestly, man, this is this is one of those things where timing is everything, and it's almost like why Robert Ory isn't in the Hall of Fame, but then you're probably gonna let Draymond Green in.
Mm,
It's very interesting how it depends on how people feel about things at the time that will
mhm.
judge whether or not they'll allow it to happen.
Yep.
So I agree. I think this is a great time for the NCAA to do the right thing, but I don't know if they got the berries to do it, man. I don't think they got the berries to step up to it. But if it does happen, definitely that would be great for Reggie Bush.
They should give his Heisman back and put him in charge of like NIL or some shit like that. Something. I mean, give him a
Oh.
position somewhere where where he's like, listen, I'm gonna show you how to get money at this level because I did it before you're supposed to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that'd
Yeah.
be super dope. It's your time to shine, NCAA.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Um, Staying on football, man. Quick shout out to Jason Kelsey. He announced his retirement after 13 seasons with the Eagles, man. Played his entire career with them. Um, I heard through ESPN's Tim McManus, since the 1970 merger, he is the only center who has won a Super Bowl and earned first team All Pro honors 6 times, man. That's amazing.
You know how hard it is to make a Pro Bowl when you don't touch the ball as far as like a yard to gain. Like, don't get me wrong, he does touch the ball technically every play because he's without him the play don't start. But to not have like rushing touchdowns or yak, so to speak, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
receiving yards, like it's extremely impressive because a lot of the guys on the defensive and offensive line of things, they don't get a lot of notoriety. They always got their helmets on. It seems like you never really see football players as it is. So for him to get that shine and them to push him up to the forefront, that's what's up. And honestly, he's really an all around good guy, on and off the field. I know he contributes in a ton of charities, and he's always out helping, giving a hand. But his last, almost I guess, do good deed as an NFL player prior to retirement, the old Eagles trainer, Joe Opella, he has taped Jason Kelsey's ankles for every season he's been an Eagle. You know what I mean? But because of his personal chemotherapy treatments, he did come through with a cancer, unfortunately. So he missed Kelsey's last NFL game. So to honor him, Jason said, "Listen, man, come through, tape my ankles for the press conference. I'm not, you know what I mean? It's gonna be the freshest tape you ever see at the end of the game, but come on down one more time if you got the strength to do it." He came down. It was a cool little photo op. But just the fact that he's thinking about the guys you don't think about, first ballot Hall of Famer, man, whenever he's ready.
Definitely, man. Shout outs to him. That was a dope gesture. But as we celebrate a career ending, we now have to transition to a career that's been under some turmoil for the last couple of years. And if you don't know who we're talking about, y'all, we're talking about Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson was notified, I believe, earlier this week that the Broncos will be releasing him after the league year begins on March 13th. Now, there's a couple things to embrace at this point, right? In doing this, the Broncos will absorb $85 million towards their salary cap over the next 2 seasons.
Ooh.
That is expensive, nasty work. And
Yeah.
somebody somewhere is constantly convincing themselves like this was a great business decision for the future.
Yep.
But I'm going to transition this over to you, brother.
He said, a year ago, they said, "Yo, let's give him a $250 million extension." You sure? Yeah. Yeah. He said, we lost a lot of draft picks to get him. It's all right. We got him. Let's keep him now forever. Yeah, even though the first season wasn't great. Hey, new coach, new OC. You know what I mean? A lot of rough pieces he had to work with, but let's see what happens next year, right? More of the same, nothing. Don't get me wrong, his stats kept up with the cream of the crop, so to speak, but the wins didn't translate. So I knew it was weird at the end of the season when they sat him, when they had an opportunity to get a win or two and possibly make a wild card push. They chose not to. It called it like an injury clause or some shit like that. I was like, I don't know what that means, but I feel like they backslapping him, and I don't like this. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't have the proof back then, but now that it's kind of coming to fruition, like, you know how much hate that has to be in management for them to be like, "Yeah, we're gonna eat 85 mil as long as you're not here under center come August, we'll eat that 85 mil." Yeah, Russ is a good guy, man. He seems like a really like he's a leader in the locker room. So he going home to Sierra every day. He's a good father figure. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just I still don't see the disc. Don't get me wrong. This is a business, and you kind of show your effort or your purpose in the wins that you get.
Mm-hmm.
Those don't come to fruition. It's there's always next year because I'm a proven winner. I got a Super Bowl under my ring, under my wing, but that's gotta suck, man. Like I'm curious to know if anybody. Do you think he gets picked up by anybody this offseason?
Oh, definitely. So somebody is going to say, "Hey, man, you know what I mean? We're going to have an experiment." He's definitely going to be a rental for somebody this year. And we'll see. I am not going to go out on a limb and say who I think is going to pick him up because I think it's gonna probably be a last minute decision. But
Yep.
I agree with you. I think Russ is a good guy, man. It sucks.
I'm a jump off the wagon. I don't think anybody picks him up. I think he doesn't get picked up to like week 3 or 4 when there's like an unfortunate injury, and you know what I mean. And like the not Aaron Rodgers type level last year, but someone prominent in the the QB depth chart is gonna drop. And it's like, yo, is Russell still out? Get him on the phone. Let me ask him if he likes good comeback stories. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let me see if he wants to ride this ship in order for his book in a couple years. You know what I mean? But I don't know if they're going to be running. It's hard to run to a player that unfortunately didn't get the wins that we thought they'd get over the last season or two. But he's in a good system. It could definitely work out, but we shall see.
Yep, absolutely, man. So before we head over to the next segment, man, just want to shout out everybody tuning in. Tanya's still with us. I see A-Dub is here, man. Appreciate you. Shout out to everybody on the other platforms, YouTube, Twitch, X, man. We appreciate y'all being with us.
Hey, yay.
So we're gonna go over into the DEI decline segment. Unfortunately, diversity, equity, and inclusion is under attack. And the most recent news I've seen is the University of Florida has shut down their DEI offices. The announcement was made Friday, March 1st. They terminated agreements with vendors related to DEI. So say you had a diversity spend that was due to giving business to businesses that were either Black owned, women owned, or any type of minority or race, LGBTQ, anything. They cut off vendors. 13 full-time positions were fired and 15 administrative appointments for faculty were ended. So I just hope none of those people are like in tenure or whatever. I mean, it's just nasty work. The announcement states that employees will be given 12 weeks pay and are encouraged to seek other positions in the institution. Now, if you're telling me I just got fired for the work that I do towards DEI, for the degree that I probably went and got, and it's probably still paying my student loan debt for, you think I'm still going to stay with this institution? You damn right. I need a job. Nah.
Somebody had to say it.
But I listen. I totally get it. If people had to, maneuver or finagle a bagel just to stay and get that check. But when I keep telling y'all every episode, every live, DEI is under attack. It is under attack, y'all. It is not a game. They are going for everything right now, and they're looking to find a way to either reduce the funding or eliminate it.
This is true. This is true. But and I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's definitely under attack. They are finding ways to disband these groups, and I want to play devil's advocate for a second. As far as DEI initiatives, it was created during the pandemic time. Not won't say created; they always existed, but they were ramped up a bit with the pandemic and just pay equity not being balanced across the board. So a lot of spaces and corporations created these initiatives in order to bring POCs in to make sure to keep an eye on things how they should be and make sure equity is being divided equally to some extent, or at least putting the best foot forward to go in that route. My question for you, because I know you are a big DEI head over at your organization, is there a finish line in sight for DEI initiatives? Like is there a goal as far as, all right, all the personnel positions are POCs, all of the upper management are now POCs, everybody's pay is all right? does the DEI program still needs to be intact at that point? If the goal was accomplished, like, is there a finish line in sight?
Honestly, I believe it's going to be a journey because no matter where you look, there's going to be some sort of systemic foundation or problem that's there. So, I
Mhm.
mean, you can look at just most, let's say, let's take technology for right now, right? And this is really leveraging what the CEO of NVIDIA stated, where the value isn't in the coding, it's in understanding the AI technology of the future.
Mhm.
Well, the thing with that is who's doing the coding.
Yeah.
I guarantee you it's not us. And
Mhm.
if it is us, it's not a high percentage. So,
True.
say they start to use this AI technology to do natural language learning in patient charting. If the person coding has no familiarity with Black comorbidities or with AAPI health issues, with anything of that nature, if that person has no real understanding or education of the differences in ethnicities and how their health outcomes operate, they will program something just based off their perspective.
Yeah.
Jamel Hill actually posted something the other day where it was this show called The Floor, and they kept
Mhm.
showing well-known Black celebrities, and none of these white people on the show knew who they were.
Correct.
And it's probably not their fault. They just live in this society
Different bubble.
where there's no demand to know who Black people are,
Yeah.
right? And we barely make it into the history book. So that's why I feel like there is never going to be a destination because of how deeply rooted a lot of the systemic issues are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, I'm gonna keep it one more on the devil's advocate point of view. From an owner standpoint, how are DEI programs, how is success measured?
That's a good point. Before the pandemic, there were no quotas. There
Mhm.
was just initiatives that you could report to the state that you were working on.
Mhm.
After 2020, oh, they were asking for targets. They were asking for performance metrics, right? They were saying how many, how efficiently are you hiring BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color. They were looking at all of those metrics, and there were actual incentives from the government if, let's say, you had your diversity spend going towards those Black-owned businesses, those women-owned businesses. So that's if I'm an owner, I have appointed a chief diversity officer and hopefully a supply diversity officer to monitor that for me, because that lets me know that I'm really performing well in that area.
Okay. And as the owner, right? You just hired a head of that department. You hired someone under that. If these positions cost money to keep, they won't do this for free.
Yeah.
If this program or initiative or something you have your whole heart in that you want to put your best foot forward towards, is starting to put your company or overall bottom line in the red. Is it crazy to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep hoping that it's going to be fruitful to some extent?
Brother, that is a hot button question you just asked. And
That's
just
why we
like
hit,
when
man.
that is the best question that I think every institution is asking right now. So I'll put it like this. If you believe in the benefit of having a equitable and anti-racist organization, you will find ways around everything because there's loopholes around everything, right? We've been taught that in life through the people who run these big businesses. There's always a loophole. So for those owners who are really about that, they're going to walk that walk because they talked it. They'll find a way around it, and they'll work closely, to your point, with the people they've appointed in those situations to make that happen. Now,
Mm,
anybody who was looking for a scapegoat, this is the easiest way out.
yep.
You know what I mean? Our profit margins are down. We got to cut costs. Look
Who should
over
go
here.
first?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Let's
What
get Russell out of
revenue?
here. Like,
Yeah, what revenue are they bringing in? What's the real benefit? Because if you look at DEI, there's revenue behind it, but you have to look at the impact. A lot of it is really impact. The making sure that a young black boy has the same opportunities as someone who grew up in a rich neighborhood or rich family, so he can succeed and bring his perspective to the same table everybody else is going to be in, because the product or the service that you provide is going to go to that other young black boy or grown black man. But because you've never hired anyone who understands that person, you're going to just put it in your perspective. And because it sells, you don't feel like nothing can change. But when you add that added perspective, now you have a black man there, you have a woman there, you have an LGBTQ plus there. Now you have three different perspectives on how you can potentially improve the profit margins on your product or improve the service, because now you reach a broader population out there who has different demographics. I mean, it's a no-brainer, but you have to package it the right way to the people who just see numbers.
Correct. Presentation, man. Presentation
Yeah.
moves mountains. Moves mountains. All right. Appreciate your time, Mr. DEI. You know what I mean? I know you are the guy to
Listen,
talk to.
man.
Not easy answering these questions, but we got to ask the tough ones.
Listen, I'm just waiting for them to call me for the TV show, man. I'm ready.
Yeah, you need somebody to hold your bag, man. Call me up. I mean, I'm free that day for sure. Free that day for sure.
Oh, no doubt, baby, no doubt.
See High Life.
Oh yes, High Life in the building. What's up? I see. Let's see who else is with us. Still got Tanya hanging in there. Shay Sweet Things, appreciate you. A-Dub still hanging in there. Appreciate you, bro. All right, so we are gonna shift over to a little segment I like to call "I'm Not a Doctor, I Just Play One on FCP." So the first thing we're gonna get into is Newsweek actually released the world's best hospitals, and 43 of those hospitals were actually from the US. I am not going to read all 43. I'm going to probably read maybe the first 10, and then you all can go research it on your own, right? So we got Mayo Clinic, Rochester, coming out of Minneapolis. We got Cleveland Clinic. We got Johns Hopkins out of Baltimore, no brainer. Mass General out of Boston, really good staff over there. I'm excited to see them at a conference this month. We have the UCLA Health, Ronald Reagan Medical Center, Los Angeles coming in at 12. We got Stanford, California Healthcare. We got Brigham and Women's Hospital out of Boston. And then to round out the list, we got the Mount Sinai Hospital out of New York City. But you can go check out the list, man. A lot of really good hospitals. Presby's on there. Cedar Sinai out of LA is on there. Northwestern Memorial out of Chicago is on there. Cornell. So it was a good representation. I see NYU Langone on there. So yeah, man. Methodist, Houston Methodist. Sorry, Keith. I was about to give Keith a shout out, but it's Houston.
I was hoping we could get another one in there on the top couple. You know what I mean? another local provider.
Yeah, like listen, y'all. It's 247 because remember this is the world's best hospital. So I was trying to comb through this to at least find maybe the local hospitals that y'all know.
One I can drive to.
Yeah. Yeah, man, for sure. All right, let me get back to the list. What we got here next, brother?
Healthcare pays the ransom.
Yo, okay. So last week, y'all probably heard, if you tuned in, that one of the biggest, I want to say, applications in healthcare, Change Healthcare, was actually hacked on February 21st. And if you're not familiar with Change Healthcare, they provide a pathway for electronic transactions for pharmacies, providers, hospitals, you name it. Instantly, when Change Healthcare informed all of the partners that they provide services for that they were hacked, everybody was disconnecting. Now, you know what that means? It means any transactions that were either going to them or coming through them are now not happening. And it is now March 6th, y'all, and there are still no connections made back to Change Healthcare. So what has had to happen was pharmacies, providers, hospitals now have to find workarounds to get their claims out. This is impacting pharmacies terribly because now certain prescriptions are not making it. Patients are stuck at the pharmacy trying to figure out what the hell is going on. And revenue, y'all. The revenue stream that goes through Change Health right now is at a standstill. So this is so bad that Health and Hospitals, which is one of the mainstays as far as healthcare in the city, along with the Department for Financial Services here in New York City, is working very hard to figure out how they are going to find a way to make these hospitals not take that much of a hit from this. Not quite sure how that's going to happen, but I say Change Healthcare paid the ransom because, as per the latest newsletter, they had to cough up 22 million.
They got 4 Russells. God damn.
It's crazy, bro. Crazy. So when I tell y'all cybersecurity, it's not a game. It's not a game.
And they're hiring all people, everybody.
You know, if you are, and I'll tell you one thing, the one thing I know about cybersecurity, it is waiting for people who are in underrepresented communities. It is waiting for more of a female population. You want to make a lot of money, look up cybersecurity, man. I'm telling you, it is no joke. And if you're a business owner, you do a lot of e-commerce, a lot of electronic transactions, you might want to look at your software. You might want to look at your firmware, make sure everything's up to date.
Keith got jokes.
How you two pull this off when half the time y'all can't even get your live streaming working? It's working today, Keith. It's working today.
I'm about to put Keith on a 10 p.m. show. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man.
Yeah. Highlight said, let me know if you're interested 12 years in. Oh, you in cybersecurity, Keith? High Life?
Oh, shit.
We might have to have you on next week, bro. I was looking for somebody who's a cybersecurity in that.
I got questions. I got a lot of questions.
Yeah, let us know, man. If anybody knows anybody who would be good for a podcast and they in the cybersecurity field, man, let us know. We got questions here.
I got some questions, man.
Yes, sir.
No, I'm not just looking for additional work. I got some real questions.
That's for sure, man.
Nice.
All right, where we at now, man? Where we at now? Oh,
the time is it time? You ready?
It's time, man. It's time. Let's check. All right, Highlight said he's down. All right, Highlight, I'm gonna hit you up tomorrow, and we're gonna have a quick touch point, see what we could set up, man. See if we could set up something for next week. All right, so we got Keith, Tanya, Shay Sweet Things, High Life, SKLA Dub in the building. We got people over on YouTube, Twitch, and X, man. Appreciate y'all being with us tonight. Our main topic is respecting boundaries.
Sounds simple, right? Sounds simple. People don't know how to do
it. Now, if you ever questioned if you were respecting boundaries, a good tell for you would be if you ever took the sexual harassment training at your job or the module, and you were kind of like, "Oh shit, yeah, you probably were disrespecting some boundaries."
Yeah. Sorry, we had to tell you with this 7-minute video. But we talking to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, we're talking to you. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. So talk to me, man. When you hear respecting boundaries, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
First thing, as far as personal space, man. Like I need it. Like I'm a big fan of it. Like I should be able to put my elbows out and do a cool 360, and you shouldn't be there. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a fan of close talkers. Like if you are talking in a manner where if spit happened to come out your mouth, it would hit me, you are too close. You are in my personal space, my man. You are not respecting these imaginary boundaries that I obviously put the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's definitely the first thing I think of. What about you, my man? When you hear setting boundaries or respecting boundaries, what's the first thing that comes to mind for you?
I think relationships, man. I think, both once you get in, setting clear boundaries, respecting clear boundaries. and those who have to respect the boundaries that your relationship has set. There's a lot of perspectives. That's why I'm very excited to talk about this. I'm very excited to see what everybody has to say tonight, because we know both professionally and personally, this can go a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? And what the beauty of this podcast is, Kenny and I get to take these conversations that we have on a daily basis and bring them to y'all. So let's get right into it, man. I think there's some particular areas where, you know, respecting boundaries really stand out. So we're gonna start out with professional. The first thing I'm gonna say is, as far as boundaries in the professional setting, just from your career standpoint, respecting the chain of command it goes a long way, but it also comes with the boundaries that you set yourself. So, for
Very true.
instance, if you know that what your boss is trying to implement may not be the best course of action, do not listen to the person that's telling you, yo, man, you should go above their head, man. You're going to get credit for that. They're going to know you should be the boss. Might not work out in your favor 9 times out of 10.
I would say 9.5 times out of 10. And I'd be like, damn, I'll see a vision. Why don't you do it? Like, I'm very quick to reverse that role. If you feel I should do something that you suggested, nah, it's not really my role in this little, in this space. You know what I mean? It's funny, as far as respecting the chain of command, when the boss or supervisor does try to implement something, and me and a close few know that this isn't the right route, we'll have our quick little fun conversation about it. But hey, we're here to appease the situation and run its course.
That's
just
right.
To be like, damn, this is a dead end. Crazy. Didn't see that happening, you know what I'm saying? And that's when you and whomever just make that eye conversation, like, told you we get here a lot quicker than I thought. Like, you know what I mean? But you got to respect that chain, unfortunately, and that's why that chain exists. You can step on that chain, but you might not be there tomorrow to see the new person filling your position. You know,
that's a fact.
You got to respect it. You got to respect it.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Now, to the side of where I say setting your own boundaries, listen, if you are trying to make certain decisions in order to advance yourself, there's ways to do it. And if you feel like this chain of command is not supporting that, then you need to do what you got to do to hopefully get yourself out of there and get somebody who can actually see your value, see your opinions and ideas for what they are. So in the professional setting, at least from that level, I think those are some good boundary setting and respecting boundaries levels there. Now, I can only speak from the male perspective because it's just me and Kenny on this show here. Fellas, you got to be cautious and consistent in how you conduct yourself around the co-workers. All right. We have no control about how people feel about the way we act around them. If you're one of those dudes that likes to, go around and hug everybody and smile and talk to everybody, just understand that there may be a perception there. Yeah. And you have to make sure that if it ever gets to where they're not respecting the boundaries, you set a clear sense of what this isn't.
Correct. Immediately, if you could. You don't want to come back from lunch Sunday. HR is like, hey, can you come into the office? Yeah. Say, hey, we've been getting word from a few representatives that you've been a little, you've been too much in this department, or handsy in other departments. Like, it's like, wait a minute, handsy.
Yeah.
You start thinking, you start reflecting on yourself, like, how tight was that hug? Like, you know what I'm saying? You start thinking, like, was it hip to hip? Nah, it wasn't hip to hip. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hugs is weird, man. You got to be careful out there.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's only for your safety, fellas. That's the only reason I mention it, because the story your reputation is on the line. Your career path is on the line. So you really have to think about, there's different cultures out there. So you definitely want to keep aware of that. And you just want to be mindful as you maneuver in your career path, man, because all you got to do is put on the news right now, and you'll see a lot of people over the last, I want to say 5 to 10 years, that got pretty much eliminated because of just having poor conduct in a professional
Correct.
setting.
Correct. They're not reading the room, and it'd be your room. This is your office, bro. You can't if you don't know this room. It's like
Right.
you may not be, you may not belong in the building, my good man. But it's
Yeah.
like, yo,
That's a
teachers,
fact,
man.
man.
It's
That's a
home.
fact. Now, anything else on a professional level before we take it personal, man? Because if it's personal, we might be here for a while.
Personally, wow. I mean, anyone boundary respects and professional. This is a silly sidebar and professional tip, but if there's a community fridge, please, please. I know it's not spoken about. It may not be spoken about often, but please, please. If you got leftover fish, my man, and there's a community microwave, please, please, like you know what I'm saying. Just respect people's nasal cavities at this point. Like you know what I'm saying. Don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, man, that's it for me on the professional tip, man. Just please respect those boundaries, especially in the kitchenette.
Seriously, man. If it say do not touch, don't touch it.
Don't touch it.
Don't
Don't
touch
touch
it.
it. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear.
Absolutely.
Maddie said, "Keep the fucking fish at home."
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So we got High Life. He said he got caught up in some shit just because he was too comfortable in his role, reporting issues up. It happens, High Life, man. How long before one should say report issues up? That's a great
Immediately.
question, man. I think it depends on your relationship with your boss, and then also how they value your opinions and how they value the ideas that you bring to the table. So, for instance, if you have been trying to get them to understand an idea that you have to improve profits for Q1, and last year you brought the idea, they told you they think about it, entire year passes by, you're like, what the hell, right?
Mhm.
If it's Q1 now of this year and you're in the same position, they are not listening to you, it might be time to realize that that's not the boss for you. I'm not saying you should wait a year. I'm just saying normally in any role, when you're looking to make a move to the next step, it's at least 1 to 2 years, depending on whether there's a certification or education needed to move to the next level. But I would recommend at least a year, depending on the relationship, the benefit of the role, and I would say the exposure that it gives you. And of course, if there's no toxic culture there. That's just me.
That's the main one. That's the main one. Yeah. But personally, I'll say immediately. Get it on record. If money is involved, then your check gets stopped because of it. Get it on record. Get it out the way. Just nothing wrong with creating a very small, discrete track record of an issue if you feel it could possibly escalate to something that you no longer can control. Try to get ahead of it, man.
Yeah. And the only reason I really lean on a year, or the other reason I should say, is people are going to pay attention to your time frames at jobs when they look at your resume. So I know personally, if I get a resume and it looks like you can't stay at a job for more than 6 months, something's up. And it's going to be a red flag for me. And it may not even be something that was your fault. It could have been something at the employer. But optics are everything in this world, unfortunately. And just to get in the interview with me, that's the first representation that you're going to have.
That's a fact.
Yeah, man. All right. Over to the personal. Like Kenny said, when it says do not touch in the fridge. So as we get over to the personal side, right, we're going to start off calm, because we know y'all think we're just going to go out and hit y'all with the crazy stuff. Not yet.
Not yet.
You know what I'm saying? We're gonna slow walk it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think taking into consideration past traumas and triggers as you encounter people are very important. This is very hard because when you first meet someone, you have no idea what they've been through. So it could be you being your unique self and you use a certain word very often, right? Let's just go with the N word. You don't know this person's experience with that word, but you think just because they're another brother, they're going to be cool with that word.
Yeah.
You might be disrespecting the boundary that they have. They don't feel like they want to be called the N word all the time. So that's just one avenue I think with respect and boundaries that we could think about.
Hmm. Like the only thing that does bother me with that, say whether it is the N word or just any other term or whatever it may be used, if it's not addressed immediately and it continues just because you felt we were at a comfortable state where it can be continued to be used, and if it comes up later, I'm looking at you like a whole nother individual. Because as far
Mhm.
as you didn't like, I've been saying whatever for about a month. Like, why didn't you say something a month ago? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, it's always been a trauma of mine. Like, trigger, that's cool, but when were you gonna indicate that? Did you feel that wasn't on your resume? Like, you know what I mean? I wasn't. How was I supposed to know of this? You know what I mean? So I'm all for like taking into consideration someone's trauma or a trigger, but when they don't address it immediately or show light of it or even show some sort of facial recognition or disapproval where you can kind of read the room and get the feeling like, oh, they may not like this or don't appreciate that. Dope. But when you he and with me through it and there's no complaint, and then I find out 3 months later that, yeah, I never liked him because of ABC. Like, yo, fam, I'm all for respect, but you don't respect yourself enough to come forward with it when it happens. What am I gonna do? Like, now I'm in HR talking about some.
That's my shout out for your words.
Now I'm in HR thinking I had a friend, and I don't. Like, oh man, that's the thing, man. If you do have a trigger or trauma, you gotta let that person know
Mhm.
expeditiously, just to keep everything on the up and up.
I agree. I agree 100%, brother. It goes both ways, man.
Big
It
time.
definitely goes both ways. Now, this is another line where I think it is very, very important. No means to me, hell no.
Mhm. Mhm.
So if you're one of those people that are saying no, but you really mean yes, I'm never going to read the room in those cases. I'm never going to read the room in those cases because I ain't trying to go to jail with nobody. I ain't trying to get in trouble with nobody. So if you tell me, you better damn sure mean no, because I ain't
Mhm.
playing games with you, whether you male, especially if you're female. You tell me no, I'm walking away with that one. That's
And that's on
about
that.
it. You
That's
know
on
what I
that.
mean?
On the
Straight
personal
up.
side, as far as no, the only people's no I may not respect off the top are my kids and my wife,
Mm.
and that's because I feel like I can stop them before they get to a complaint system. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like
Mhm.
before the wife goes to the kids, before the kids go to the wife, I could possibly put a stop to it. But anywhere outside of that, yeah, no means absolutely no. You know what I mean? There's no wiggle room around that. That's it. It's not a big definition. I don't need
Yeah.
a story around it. No, it's said. So you gotta end the conversation at that.
Yeah.
But I don't. Why do you think that's so hard for people to not understand what no means? Why do they? Is he think it's like a personality or an ego issue for those people that can't come to grips that nah? I know you said no, but it's me. So nigga, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah.
I don't. Do you know people like that?
Yeah, yeah, those are people who are just they're pushy. They can't take no for an answer, and in those situations, that's helped me fortify my nose, because I remember a lot of times saying yes just because of that. Just you don't want to be annoyed. You don't want to have them keep asking you, "Yo, come on, yo, come on, yo, come on." But after a while, it's like, no, no,
Or
no again. I'm gonna say
mhm.
no again for the next time and the next time and the next time, but I got time for now. No. You know what I mean? So there's so much power in the word no for several reasons. For now, we're gonna keep it at respecting boundaries, but you gotta get comfortable with the word no. And this is really kudos to you, brother. If y'all haven't checked out episode 71 yet, setting expectations, Kenny definitely talked about this being a goal for him, as far as an expectation for this year. And there's a different air when you say no, especially when it's to somebody who you always say yes to. So
It
come
is.
on over, man. The water's nice, the sun's
It's
always
true.
out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
Perfect
great
temp.
over
Perfect temp over here. Man.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
So just to go over the IG chat real quick. So High Life he said he started World War VII with his wife. For the first time, he called her the C word. I'm not even gonna say that on this show,
I don't
but
even know.
I know
I
what I'm
hope he's talking. I hope he's talking about the word culture. I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. That's nuts.
Brother, the fact that you are still walking around this world means she loves you. Let's just put
Wow,
it at that.
that's big.
High Life says it's a diffused word for the culture. For my wife, bruh, I might as well have called her the B word. Yeah,
Damn.
man, the C word, man. That's yeah.
But you know what? The C word, not. It's a very thin line as far as a joke versus a direct. Like it all depends on how hard the T is at the end. Like listen, if it flows in a conversation of jokes, haha, you know what I mean? That's one thing. But when you at the end of your shit, bruh, like I hope you got Vaseline with you. Like I hope you got no earrings on because it's about to go down. Like at least 3 rounds easily. 3 minute joints too. Like you know what I'm saying? Like yeah, I hope you got your cut man in the corner. It's gonna get real dark for you. You know what I'm saying? Like yeah, that's one of the words you really can't play too much with, man.
Yeah, and then we got SKL, man. She said you also need to read the room. Who is your audience? What generation is around? That makes the difference. It's a respect thing across the board. I agree 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But these little dudes, these little girls, they rude.
Man,
They are rude.
man.
They are rude.
Like taking public transit and like mingling with the younger folk, and just the dialogue that flows back and forth so cavalierly. I'm like, yo, man. It's like these little kids talking about airing shit out. I'm like, yo, it's 7:42 a.m., man. What could you possibly be talking about right now? Nobody has a balloon out here. Like, what are you talking about right now? Like, you know what I mean? How mad could you possibly be before your coffee's digested? Like, are you drinking coffee yet? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I got so many questions, man. It'd be rough for the kids' dialogue these days.
Yeah, man. 100%, 100%. All right. We getting into the relationship realm of this, right, y'all? So we gonna have some fun with this. We may ruffle some feathers, but that's what we do here at FCP. You'll be fine. You'll wake up tomorrow and everything will be okay. Baby. So I'm gonna ask you this question, brother.
Shoot.
Do you think, from the male perspective, you should cut off all your female friends once you start a relationship?
This is a safe space, right?
Yes.
Absolutely not. Can't. There's no point in doing that. Like, it's not that it's a package deal, but it's my luggage. Like, I like bringing my luggage with me. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? I don't.
You said it's Louis. It's Louis.
It's like, it got a hole in it, but it's still Louis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's my thing. Like, I don't think you should have to cut off the opposite sex because you're in a relationship, especially if there's a big connection or any sort of connection that even means anything. Just the fact that it existed at one point in time. You know what I mean? If there's no reason to sever it, why sever it? You know what I mean? But to each his own, of course. But I personally feel you should. So you know how this works, right? You know how this works. I answered the question, brother. Yeah. But it's reverse Uno time, my man. You know what I'm saying? Do you think you should cut off all your female friends once you start a relationship, my man?
Negative.
See what I'm saying? You ain't saying that with your freedom case shits. What you say? He's like, no comment.
I did the Shaq on him. Was like, I really honestly,
why do you feel that it's okay to keep it?
Because I think that there's a unique nature about bringing, like you said, your current self into the situation. Because then I get to know a little bit more about you when you're not around me. And then I get to know about these friends that you have and how they value you and how much they know about us. So it tells a lot. It really tells a lot. And I think, and I guess that just goes into the next question, right? Would you want your girl to cut off her guy friends? I would not. I want to see how these dudes act around you. You want her to?
Oh yeah, fuck him. I'm the only friend you need. Yes, y'all. I am a big hypocrite. So what? I'm all for being a hypocrite sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But listen, it is like I'm not. I'm not in the parking lot, behind bushes and shit. Just like, yo, who's that with you and Dunkin' Donuts? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? That's not me. I'm not doing all of that. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? I would definitely assert my dominance to some extent if I could, some way, somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not. Oh wow! I almost hit you with the car, buddy. What you doing out here? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Real smooth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know everybody walks on this sidewalk. Oh, I'm sorry about that. You know what I mean? But
you go open the door, Jake from State Farm.
Oh man, but yeah, but listen, you can't control your partner's friends. So in that light, I am a human. Everybody's a human. I will never like stop or hinder something. But if I do get one red flag, that's all the obvious flags I need before I make my true feelings known. Like I would almost hide my true intent as far as now. I don't trust this nigga. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that out loud the first day I meet him. You know what I'm saying? But if I see one, ooh man, if we on the same venue and mine walk by and I see your neck get half a crick to it, you on the fuck him list. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, he's no longer a friend of ours. What do you mean? Like I said, he is no longer a friend of ours. You know what I mean? So I would need you to hopefully respect that. So, but yeah, I can't control anyone's life, so I'll let it ride.
Okay.
Until a flag comes up.
Yeah, no, I definitely see what you're saying. Yeah, no, I agree. I think they should be able to keep the male friends because I want to see the interaction. You know what I mean? I remember early in my dating phase, relationships as a teenager, first time meeting one of her guy friends, homeboy had a nickname for. I was like, oh shit, this ain't gonna last long. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, this is not gonna last long. Like that hug was about like 2 seconds too long, and you got a nickname. Yeah, this ain't gonna work out too long.
Was that hip to hip? Is that a hip to hip hug? Oh hell no!
You know,
shoulders only. Shoulders only.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so it was just really like on some. You know, you got to see that interaction, and I think to the point of what I see SKL and Shay Sweet Things throwing in the chat is if there's nothing hidden, if it's all mutual and it's all like just real true friendship, then they want to get to know the person that you're with because they actually really give a shit because they really are just your friend. If they never come around, if they all of a sudden disappear, you done had baby number one, you done had first birthdays, you done had 16th birthday, and they ain't around. I don't know if we still considering this nigga a friend. You know what I mean? I think you need to call a spade and realize that he mad because I took you off the streets. Let's be clear. Like let's call a spade. They mad because I took you off the streets and they don't want to come around and see you happy. You know what I mean? So
you ready for the oxymoron on that though?
What's that?
If they do go to the 1-year-old birthday party and they are there for all the festivities, it's like, nah, this nigga's too friendly.
That would be funny if that's where they do that, because that would be like one of the most. First of all, I'd hate to ruin my son's first birthday, but that would be the quickest ass beating that you ever seen at a first. Like you're gonna get disrespectful around the whole family. That's stupid. Like
baby shower. So you think I'm gonna mess up this Burberry shirt for you? It's like for you?
Yeah, that'd be one of the quickest wash-ups you ever see. But hey, listen, my infamous line these days: play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Hey man, fuck around and find out. It's a chart. It's a chart. There's a chart.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Next,
go ahead.
No, I was going to the next question. We're still talking. Go ahead.
No, yeah, because you know that did happen. You know, when I first got with my wife, like none of the guys came around. I was like, I mean, I know I don't look friendly, but damn, like these were people that you were like hanging around with. What happens, huh? You know what I'm saying? So,
ulterior motives get diminished. You know,
no,
you know, whatever.
I took you off the streets. No more happy hour, niggas. No more happy hour
Yeah.
festivities.
Nah, she buy her own drinks. Nah, she buy her own drinks. Nah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man.
What are your thoughts on your partner dancing with the opposite sex?
I live and die by this, brother, because of
Uh-oh.
experience. My relationships have taught me this. If we are out together, we are not to dance with anybody else. Now, where it gets thick, right? Where it gets tricky, I should say, is being in the Latinx culture because it is not the same as Caribbean dancing with the grinding and stuff like that. I get that, right? But at the same time, there is some Latinx dances where they get a little too crotch to crotch, and that can't happen. That's not
Hey,
gonna happen.
hey, man, it's part of the dance.
Yeah. Now, no, that's not part of the dance. That's not part of the dance. But if I'm not there, I'm not saying you should, but I just don't want to see it. And if I never see it, then it's like it never happened. Because I come from Caribbean culture, and if I'm out, I do like to dance. So I would never put that restriction on my partner.
Okay. All right. All right. Me on my side, it really depends on the beat, the song that's out right now. Like, if this is a song by Juvenile, no, this isn't gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let this rock. Like, you know what I mean? But if it was a Mark Anthony joint, I might let it slide. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I may let that one slide. So it really depends on the beat for me personally. Too much 808 in there. I mean, a lot of rhythm. I don't know. That's rough for me. I don't know if I can let that one just slide. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's. I can't even agree to this. I'm gonna still say no. You know what I mean? And I know, and my wife loves to dance, whether it's salsa, bachata. She loves to dance, and I'm not a dancer, so I can't even fulfill that for her all the time. So it sucks. You know what I mean? But I can't stop it. You know what I mean? But I damn sure don't want to see it. Mm-hmm. So you know what I mean? So back to your rule, as far as if we're together, it is what it is. But when we're separate, don't let me see some shit on live where I gotta come find y'all now. Like, don't do that. You don't want me and the kids outside the club. Like, it was embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Right. It was all asleep before we got here. You close the Jezebel hours. You really want to do this?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. How about talking about financial issues you're having with other people outside of that relationship?
For example, I'm sorry, maybe I'm lost here. You mean like venting?
Yeah, like, so either you are making a lot of money and they like to tell people about the situation, or you're in dire finance situation and they're telling someone. Is that a boundary that you like to be respected?
Well, I need that boundary to be respected. Whether it's a struggle or a floss, keep it to yourself. Cook in silence, no matter what it is, even if it's boiling over the pot, or if it's still bubbling up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, cook in silence. I'd rather your financial issues, good or bad, stay close knit to the chest. It's not everybody's. They shield ATMs for a reason when you go. You know what I'm saying? if they wanted your shit on Front Street, they'll put the whole screen above you, and everybody can look up and see your balance. You know, watch you check it. You know what I mean? See how much you're taking out. But some things are just not meant for everybody. So that's definitely one of them for me. Mm-hmm. How about you?
I agree with you, man, but I don't know. Nowadays, everybody got that one person. That one person that they just be like,
can't help it.
I could tell you this, man. Like you like my ace. You know what I mean? Like, I know if I tell you this, it'll never, like, you gonna take it to the grave. They're gonna be digging up talking about, what did he spend that money on? But I agree with you. I definitely think finance, intimacy, any of that. Like, you know what I mean? I think it should stay within the relationship, but there's always that plus one in relationships, man. You think you just with one person. A lot of times there's one other person involved in your relationship, man.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that. Like, and don't get me wrong, the discreet, humble brag, I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying? Every so often, like, yo, are those some new shoes? Those are like some new shoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm all for that every so often, but the blatant show of it all, sometimes I'm not a big fan of that part. You know what I mean? Yo, come look at these shoes. Like, when you're that person, I'm not a big fan of that, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Respect it. Mm-hmm. Now, you're in a heated argument, right? Or let's just say it's an argument. Do you have preferred language in this argument so that you respect the boundaries?
I try to stay even keel, low tone. I try not to raise the volume of the voice. So even if the words are a little disrespectful, it wasn't shouted. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like,
bitch.
It don't sound as bad versus yelling that across the whole room. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it all depends on the tone. Like, the words they might cut through, but they don't cut as deep when it's a lower baritone. You know what I'm saying?
So you didn't do that.
Nah, no t though. I don't. I'm trying to wake up the next day. You know what I'm saying? I'm not using T. I'm not using the hard T's out here. But yeah, I definitely try to just keep the level of my voice to a low. That's my preferred language, so to speak. Outside of that, I think everything's open. How about you?
I'm a work in progress, brother. I have come a long way. I have come a long way, man. I can only say that because I've heard that from people who are close to me. Shout out to y'all. Love y'all. I have come a long way. There was a point, man, where it was like a machine gun, man. Like every F, N, B, C, whole alphabet was coming out just because I didn't know how to frame my words as a man to get my point across. So it was just a lot of nonsense that was coming out at one point. And I always credit my wife for this. She wasn't with the shits. So the minute she let me know either you're gonna get it together or I'm gonna get out of here, I'm like, baby, don't go. All right, I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Baby, please. You know what I'm saying? I was like, baby, please don't do it. But it made me better because now all of this literally happened around the time that I first got my first leadership position. And let me tell y'all something. There is nothing like someone that works for you trying to come out of pocket and you gotta reduce that hood part of you to say, listen here, Sheila, we are going to table this for another time because it looks like you are not being professional at this moment. I'm gonna ask you to go back to your cubicle. It takes everything in me coming from Flatbush, Brooklyn, y'all, to have somebody look me in my face and act like they want to go there to say some stuff like that.
Like I remember one time my boss, like, and it's funny, I don't think we ever talked about this, me and my boss, but it was just us three. We was in a conference room. It was wrapping up on the way out, and a deadline was being discussed. He had a number. I gave him the real number. He's like, no, that's unacceptable. You won't be here long if that happens. And my boss saw me. He saw me pull up the back of my pant, like just a half an inch, like not much, just enough to go, like Nipsey Staples Center tug. Like it was just more like. My boss like, oh man, Ken, he's a riot, right? All right, man, let's you want some water? You want some tea on the way out? Some coffee? You know what I'm saying? My boss diffused that extremely quickly and swiftly. No, I don't think I was gonna react. I just more so just that switch goes on. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, did you just say what I think you just said? Because it felt a little disrespectful. Yep. And this is not a place of disrespect in my field. Like, you know what I'm saying? So shouts to the boss for that one. He held everything down that day. But he read the room, man. He read the room, and I appreciate that. And it's funny, he didn't even after the fact, he didn't never pull me to the side. He didn't never go, hey man, I sort of lift up back then. Everything cool. He just understood the situation, saw it didn't overreact. So there was no need to overreact. And he knew the other guy didn't know what the pant pull up meant. So it was like it was all like a cool language that nobody really spoke. But we all speaking it fluently right now.
And that's the important part of having someone who has the awareness of inclusion, right? If your boss doesn't know what the pants pull up means, it's something probably could. I know it wouldn't have probably went down, but your boss knowing that was able to just shut it down in case it was about to be a situation.
Right.
So,
because if he had asked me, "Hey, Ken, something wrong with your belt?" I don't know how I would have responded. Like, I don't know how I would have responded. Oh man,
absolutely, man. Yeah, man.
I think in the chat, man. SK said back then, no cursing. The moment you do, you open the door for other to do the same. Understood with that. High life. He picked up on my on my smooth criminal act. So well, I'm not saying you stupid, but you just making stupid moves. I play that. Never let them know how smart you are, man. That's my biggest trick. What's that? Say sweet things in any argument. Never curse. All right, okay. I see the vision. High life agreed. Days also said, curse while yelling, but never at each other or lifting hands to one another. Your hands lifting, that's a whole nother thing. Like, that brings me up to a good question. Like, have you ever, I'm not talking about your current relationship, but have you ever been hit in a relationship?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what that level of red is. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, and I'm not asking how that ended, but just like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, kudos to you. I'm happy you're here to live to tell the story. You know what I'm saying? It's not a glass plate between us. Yeah. Well, it is technically, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, that's a big one, man. That's a big red flag in any situation.
Yeah, I think that's key, man. Definitely hands off. Hands off. No joke. The whole purpose of being together is being safe and being comfortable. The minute you put hands on each other, all that's going out the window because you could do it again.
Here's a side question. What if your partner doesn't put hands on you but displays their strength in another way? Is that also a red flag for you?
So it's actually a comical moment for me because depending on what they do, if they fuck themselves up, now I'm looking at them like, you good now? Like, you got it out your system? Got that out. Now, if we're talking about her breaking the new TV, now I'm like, what
the? This was your plan B? You should have hit me. I'd rather you hit me. Yeah. Oh, man, but like if y'all arguing and she flipped the whole couch over, I'm just be like, I didn't know you wasn't skipping no leg day. All right, my bad. Can we talk about this like adults in the other room where the couch is still standing up? You mind? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I start rethinking a lot of shit quickly.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure, man. So just some closing questions as we wrap this up, and y'all feel free to ask us any questions in the chat. I see SKL saying definitely once you put hands on, that's a done deal. Shay says, "Oh, that's stupid." Yeah, I agree, man. Once you start putting hands on each other, that's different. Shay said breaking stuff never made sense because you got to replace that, so you end up paying at the end of it anyway. Yep,
absolutely. That's a big fact. Big fact.
All right, so this question I got is courtesy of Love Is Blind. Can't wait to check out the one episode that was released today. It's ridiculous, but anyway,
the wedding, right?
The
wedding.
Yeah,
I'm caught up, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. I see what you did there. That was cute. I see what you did. All right. Do you feel it's messed up to message someone about a second chance at getting together when they are in a current relationship?
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this line, but should never let your partner stop you from finding your soulmate? Just gonna throw that out there. Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just saying. Just saying.
I'm just gonna look at this chat because that shit is about to go on.
Highlight shit up. That's cheating.
We just gonna have a sign that comes up. FCP will return next week, yo.
You know what I mean? But luckily for me, that's one and the same person. Duh. So it's nothing I need to worry about per se. But just throwing that out there. That's all. That's all. But on a serious tip, it is a bit messed up throwing that I guess that fishing rod out to the sea, knowing that fish is caught technically that's somebody else's fish, man. There's mad other fish out here, bro. Don't take the ball, my hook in it. Come on, dog. Please. I don't care how big your hook is. Pause. This is not what we're here for. You know what I'm saying? I see you rubbing your hands, bro. Talk to me. Do you think it's messed up to measure somebody?
I want y'all to hear me out here. Hear me out. In the words of Steph Curry, shoot. Shooters gonna shoot. I'm not saying it's right, but that's the life that we're in. And I'm looking at the camera because I can almost guarantee every woman on this live right now or watching this show after has her DMs of filth, has her messages of filth. Shooters gonna shoot. That's just the world we live in. It's up to us as valid partners to block that shit. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, I respect it. Yeah, shooters gonna shoot, man. It's a fact. It's a fact.
That's it.
It's in their blood. Can't turn it off.
That's it. But for my Love is Blind, my Love is Blind fanatics, yo, man, he chose his Megan Fox.
Yeah, I got a lot of disagreement with that. But whatever, man. Whatever, man. Jessica, she made him eat his words, though, bro. She made him eat his words. I hope he choked on some shit too. Pause. But it was like a Megan Fox meet Jay Leno head kind of thing. It was weird, but whatever.
Yeah, man. Oh, I see the chat ain't agreeing with me. I got Nas, Dead, let shooters shoot. She better get like Wembanyama around the rim. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Her life, we talking Mutombo, we talking Kevin Garnett. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We talking all of the famous blockers. Shooters are gonna shoot. This world is all about opportunity, and people are at the point now where they don't give a shit. They really don't give a shit. So is it messed up? I don't know, because in some of them DMs, they getting accepted. People are entertaining it. You know what I mean? So we live in a totally different world where I don't think right or wrong is clear to anybody anymore. I think it's just about, did it impact you negatively or positively?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got some people who smoke cigarettes till they're like 80, 90, nothing ever happens. You got some people smoke cigarettes, die of cancer by the time they're in their 30s, 40s. This is a weird fucking world that we live in. So I just have to, this is my mindset, this is my opinion. Nobody has to agree. That's how I mentally prepare for situations, because I know niggas don't respect nothing. So I got to prepare for that ambiguity. The honest reaction I have is, honestly, one day you could wake up and not want nothing to do with me. I pray it never happens. Pray it never happens. But that's the honest to God truth.
It's definitely a choice. It's a choice. Question. Somebody asked me if it's a good idea to introduce your work boob to your girlfriend. Thoughts?
No way. No way.
Okay. All right.
Got separation of church and state, baby.
Yeah. You'll never know who brought me that mac and cheese. You'll never know. All right. A good idea to introduce? No. No. I'll argue to introduce. I would talk about, but as far as an introduction, that's just extra. And you know what I'm saying? I would like laugh about, the work wise, you know what I'm saying? But an introduction is just, oh, are you serious about this? It feels like it's more serious at that point now. You know what I'm saying? Before it was jokes. It's like, oh, you want to invite your work wife over for dinner? And you thought I was going to cook? Like, it's like, he's like, yeah, this is her plate. Like, don't eat that. It's like, please don't eat that. You might not make it. You might not make it home. Please don't eat that. You know what I'm saying? But
so that's a perfect segue. I got a question for you, and you probably have this situation. You ever heard somebody's name, a guy's name, too much? That after a while, you're like, who the fuck is this? Like,
yeah. Like, wait too much.
Said, give me a minute.
I said, hold up. So today's Wednesday. It's the fourth time I heard that name this week. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need. Nah, I'm taking you to work today. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we going on lunch together, all of us. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like pizza? Yeah, me too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta get to the bottom of whatever this repetitive name shit in my house is. I don't like that. Yep. Not a fan.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. All right, that's funny. Oh man. Let me just check the chat real quick before we switch up out of here. If you can share info about the day, which includes the work wife, then introduce at work party or happy hour is cool. I don't know, man. I like to keep my unwinding colleague time separate from my personal time. Because if I start to integrate the coworkers with my wife is very fucking friendly. And she's the type that you can actually like want to hang around with all the time. So now the work outings become personal outings.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. You can't clock out and clock in and still be clocked in. That's crazy. It's like no, it's only one clock. Like I can't punch into both clocks. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like, respect my clocks, please.
Yeah. Now, granted, everybody I work with knows who she is. You know what I'm saying? So that's not an issue. You know what I mean? But I need that. Like, all right, we here to just have a good time. That's it.
I respect it. High Life agrees. Which is different. SK is confused in the chat. She said, "What is happening?" Not sure. You let us know what you're thinking. See if we can help you out. Wild. Okay. All right. We're gonna need some more words. SK. We're gonna need some more words.
What if you take the wife to a work event and the work wife is there? What do you do? Oh man, you got to send the real wife home.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding.
The REEL real. You know what I mean? Not the REAL real. No, we're not trying to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Nah, we're not trying to get shot.
Nah.
She needs better co-workers because 8 and that's it. I'm out. Shay said she knows the work wife. Okay, salute. We cool. Even more salute. Okay. All right. This is a question without a question. Anyone I don't know of? I think dead. Ooh, I was right on time. Okay. All right. All right. Would you look at the time? If we are not here next week, you understand what happened. Oh man. We wish you all a good evening.
Listen, I go to work to get the job done, and then I come home, y'all. There's no situation.
We just collecting checks, man. We ain't
That's it.
No beef.
That's it. I'm out here waving at people and shaking hands of patients and coworkers. That's about it, man. Taking my ass home.
So I'm this close to kissing babies and getting out of there, man.
That's it. Yo, man, that's when I know I made it.
You took the hoodie off, man. They said you're sweating in the chat.
Yeah, I am.
I was hoping the AC was pumping over there. I was like, nah, he just cold.
I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. I was trying to hold it down for like the last 20 minutes. I got this beaming light right on me.
Shit. He said this shit work.
Yeah, nah. This light is lighting over here, y'all. It is lighting. All right, man. So we hope y'all appreciated that, man. Respecting boundaries. It was a perfect segue from our last live where it was setting expectations, man. Make sure that you have the right people around you that respect your boundaries. Especially watch out for those friends who say they're always kidding when they're joking. That's probably not a real friend. You would definitely want to set boundaries in those situations because I'm not always a joke. I'm sorry. There's no way that my life, my experiences can always be a joke.
I teeter the line. I have a lot of real jokes, but they're really jokes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but people understand the duality in these jokes. You know what I'm saying? That makes them funnier. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you call somebody ugly and like, hi, these are jokes, but a lot of people go, yeah, I can see why you said that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are jokes, man. Nobody's ugly.
The pain is still there. The pain is still there. It's like watching an old person fall. It might be funny, but the pain is still there.
That's a fact. That is a fact. Oh shit. That was funny.
Know the audience, why it's important. Okay, I don't know what that means, so just add some clarity, say sweet things, and we'll see. People know you, so they know to joke with you. But Sean, he got a scary face. I resent that. I have my father's face, and now you're talking about my family. Now it's a problem.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna be a problem. Now we gotta fight.
You just said you don't. How are you gonna fight if you don't put hands on? You're gonna lose.
No, she know what fighting I'm talking about.
All right. So, wait, guys. Stefan Marbury? What?
He said, moving on. All right. So yeah, we're going over to some quick recognitions, man. First off, Stefan Marbury, if you do not know who he is, definitely was a basketball phenom that came out of Coney Island, Brooklyn, had a very good career in the NBA. But it looks like when he got over to China is when he really became, to me, a whole legend, because to go to a whole nother country, and granted, I know overseas it's a bit different. It's a lot easier to get fame over there, but he's become a whole legend over there. He's doing these like really cool reels on Instagram, promoting some of the Chinese culture, and he's a mainstay over there. Now, the funny thing I'm thinking, well, it's not funny if you really think about what I'm about to say. Not only is China, more advanced than us in so many ways, but since Steph is such a legend over there, I wouldn't be surprised if China gave him the heads up, like, "Hey, yo, Steph, we about to give you the U.S. to smoke, man. Get your family over here ASAP because it's about to go down." Like,
he said, we're gonna give you 12 hours to get your family about the States. It's about to get real. Check Steph, man. He has come a long way from Brooklyn. And he continues to break barriers that nobody thought that was in front of him before. So shout out to him. He is definitely a living legend, a global legend now at this point. But man, I do want to see him come back to the States and get a little bit of big three shine in. You know what I'm saying? Show the dude he still got it. You know what I mean? But I know he's just gonna get more money for the same big three in China, so I can't get mad at him. You know what I'm saying? So shouts to him. Keep being the legend that you are, bro.
Yes, sir. And then next, man, Russell Westbrook will be building 180 affordable housing units in South Central LA, his hometown. Say what you want about Russell Westbrook's NBA career. The dude's character has stayed the same. He's always been about giving back to the kids, giving back to his community, being enriched in the culture. And this is just another step in him just really cementing his legacy, man. Dope.
I really hope they're not studio units, but yes, shouts to him. Make sure they're multi-bedrooms at a minimum would be super nice. But do it in the South Central alone, man, is much super respectable.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So moving over to movies, TV shows, and music recommendations. To all my old heads, Freak Nick is coming out with a documentary on Hulu.
As much as I want to see it, I'm so scared to see like an auntie in there by full accident. It's
Definitely.
like, is that? No. Is it? Could it be? I don't want to see none of that shit by accident, but I'm definitely going to tune in when it comes out. Can't wait. but I've heard stories, from the older barbershop heads, as
Yeah,
far as what used to go down at these situations. But I like to see some visuals. I like to see some visuals. I
yeah,
want to see if the stories are matching up.
yeah, yeah. It was cool to see the clip, and actually learn a little something. Right, it was rooted deep in like civil rights history, for thriving Black leadership, to focus on uplifting Black culture, education, and Atlanta became, this festival where it would thrive.
Mhm.
But after time, it slowly turned into a traffic stopping, just a
Recall.
whole chaotic type situation. And yeah, I can't wait to see the documentary to see how the transition actually happened, man.
Facts, facts. Speaking of a party that has gone overdue, quick sidebar. Miami Beach has put out a memo for all those who used to come there for spring break purposes. Miami Beach no longer wants you partying over there. They're going to be they're going to be adding a few new laws and rules over the next through the month of March. I
Hmm.
heard one of the big ones is $100 parking, curfews. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that kind of deter the party movement down there. Through the last year's festivities, I kind of got a bit more out of control than it usually does. So I respect them for it, but I am curious to know if they're going to honor it. As far as people might just show up with $100. You know what I'm saying? They don't care. You know what I'm saying? If they were headstrong on going there for spring break, they might still do that. But shouts to Miami for even bringing it up.
Yeah, I think. Listen, man, I'm so glad I was able to experience Miami when it was popping. I'm so glad I was able to experience the Labor Day parade when it was popping, Juve when it was popping. Now a lot of these things are just they're so reduced, so watered down.
Yeah.
So sorry for y'all, man. That's all I gotta say on that. All right, so transitioning over to new music, Meek Mill released Heathenism. It's a 5 pack of songs I personally like, Came from the Bottom, pause, and Whatever I Want featuring 5 man. It was a decent little release. What you think?
It was decent. I was very judgy on the titles of these songs though, due to the situation and the climate that he's currently evading. Um, I just wish he chose better titles for these songs. Man, but shouts to Meek. Keep doing it. Keep rapping. Hope he gets that dual citizenship in Ghana that he's been looking for.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, man. Shouts to him, man. Keep making music, and stay off the fucking phone, please.
Definitely. Gunna has a track out, Bittersweet. Gunna has made I gotta say, one of the very memorable comebacks I've ever seen from his situation. And he is slowly, to me, becoming an ad lib king. I mean, I remember listening to Gunna before the whole situation with YSL, but
Mhm.
now he's in a rare space now where he's literally walking on these tracks and just talking, and it's dope. I love it.
Cool thing with Gunn was he was good with distractions. So when he was able to kind of remove all that from his circle, his atmosphere, his I guess his piece, so to speak, it just made him a better artist. He's been able to jump into a few fields and things that he normally doesn't do, and he's been able to excel at the things he was already good at. Good at. So shouts to him, man. He's definitely had a comeback of the ages, if not one of the best ones ever. Because I didn't think he'll be back, honestly, after that whole ordeal initially. But he's
Mhm.
on this side, and shouts to him, man. Still a fan.
Yes, sir.
Another album that I did like though, Schoolboy Q, Blue Lips. Now, Schoolboy Q, he's a very unorthodox rapper. He's always been one, ever since the Acting days. But this one, he stepped all the way out the box from what I normally even expect from him. And he still delivered. It was a very solid album. A few cuts did stand out to me that I don't know the name to because streaming. I just kind of put it in my ear and keep walking. But if you haven't listened to it, I would give it a good listen. I wouldn't say it's a good workout tape, so I'm not sure when you're gonna catch it. But if you do have some time, and you know what I mean, it's a good listen overall. Still,
Yeah, man. No doubt. I'll check it out. And then uh Cardi B is back. I love anything Cardi B. She's got this new freestyle, like what, getting a lot of slack about. it's sounding familiar to some other tracks she's released, but also once again, she's talking about, I guess, downplaying women who buy Coach bags. So then she goes on social media defending it, and then she actually goes and buys a Coach bag. Um, I love this version of Cardi B. I hope she keeps it up because this is the entertaining part of her that I think we all like to see. Um, but I do still have that Nicki and Cardi B collab coming. I want to say probably in the next year or two.
Yeah.
I just got a feeling it's they're getting older now. They got kids. At some point, you know, what I mean, they got to make this happen before, you know, they too old to the point to still be rapping, I should say.
That's a fact. And with Cardi, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole Coach thing is a rollout, where she's an ambassador to some extent by the end of spring or the beginning of the summertime. And, you know, the numbers shoot up through the roof. She's a walking advertisement. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's another play at it as well.
Absolutely. Definitely. All right, man. We got some closing questions that I want to ask you, man. First off, do you feel like sex counts as a workout?
Shit, I hope so. It's the only working out I get in. Yeah, man. I don't have the cool watch that keeps pacing your heart rate and your calories being burned in real time. But hey, if calories are being burnt, it has to be a sense of working out to some extent. So I would say, yeah, it has to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was funny. So a while ago, you know, I used to talk to a friend of mine who was really into fitness, and he was like, "Yeah, man, you'll eat the right foods, you'll hit the gym, you'll stay consistent, and then you know you have one good night of sex, and then all that goes out the window." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "Well, think about how you feel, you know, after you know what I'm saying, have had sex, right? What do you usually do? You want to eat, you want to sleep, you're tired, you know what I'm saying? Like it literally drains everything out of you." Yeah. So, and if none of y'all know athletes, there's a reason why they probably don't have sex during the season, because they're trying to keep at the highest levels of their performance. And if they have sex, it will drain them. So, at my old age now, you know, I think I'm more on the side that you're saying, where, yeah, like now it's like, all right, we gotta try some positions that are going to work these muscles. So it's a lot of old nigga squats, you know what I'm saying, some barrel wheels. You know, I did try and lift her at one point in our relationship, but I almost died. Don't get it twisted. I'm not making fun of her. I have asthma, so yeah, I almost went down. But I lasted the entire time. I was proud of myself. But yeah, I agree with you. I think it should count as a workout.
Sidebar: you ever tried to bust a move and catch that cramp behind your knee?
Bruh.
Like, I digress, but I just want to get that off. Like, yeah, man. Whew, man. Oh, God. Life changing.
You ain't lying, man. That's when he's like, I ain't gonna be no bitch. And you be right there. You be about to finish. You be like, nah, nigga, not today. Not today.
Do or die decisions are being made, man. Do or die decisions are being made. Like, yo, do I even want this knee? Like,
yo, now you lifted, now you laying there. She like, you're not gonna get something to eat. Like, now I'm gonna lay here for a minute.
Up on my shit at a 72-degree angle, just stuck. Like, no, I'm good. I'm good. Can I get some water though? Some dehydration? Because I'm dehydrated.
Say something. Never do missionary after arms. I always do this to myself, and the minute I'm there, I'm there like, you idiot. Arms is jello, bro. But I'm there. I know I'm there.
Is that an earthquake? Nah, I'm just shaking, baby. I'm just shaking. Why is the bed vibrating like this? I'm just trying to keep it together for 2 more seconds.
Yo, you think I'm on top of her having a medical episode? It's like, nah, man. It was arms day. It was arms day. All right. Next question. If your boss was following you on LinkedIn, would you post that you are open to work and looking for a new role?
Oof. If my boss was following me specifically, I would adjust that sentence slightly, and I would replace new with another, just to keep it kosher. You know what I mean? Just to be like, oh, what's this I saw? Oh, I'm only here from 9 to 5 on a weekday, so weekend work is the thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I have the option. You know what I mean? But if that pay beats this pay,
Yeah.
then we may have a negotiation to talk about. But till
All
then,
right. All right.
how about you?
That's a decent workaround. No, I would not post it. I would not post that I'm looking for a new role if my boss was following me on LinkedIn. But here's the funny thing I'm going to ask you. How would you feel if your boss then went on that post and liked it?
You know, so if I did that, I think I got two bosses. One of my bosses would like it. He might even promote my shit on his page. Like, yeah, I'm all about self-growth, Ken. Like, don't let me stop you from being you. Like, do you, baby? Like, you know what I'm saying? He's that kind of guy. So it wouldn't be like no love lost. It'd just be like, oh, I thought you was expanding the brand. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he wouldn't even take it the way that we're talking about it right now. He'll definitely think it's more self-growth, more improvement, more income, additional money coming in. He'll definitely take the other route for it.
I asked one of my other friends that they was like, yeah, I would definitely like that. I would definitely like that shit. All right. Last question, and this was just a conversation me and the wife was having on the way home. So we were talking. Darius was asking us. My son Darius was asking us about what are different doors made of? So like steel, wood, things of that nature. So then my wife goes gate. So I'm like, what material is gate? She was like, a gate's a door. I was like, so I asked this question. All right, so if you have a gate at the opening of your house, are you going to tell people open the door, open the gate? She goes, I'm gonna tell them open the gate door.
I've never heard that shit.
Yo, I looked at her, I was like, is that your final answer? She was like, yeah, gate door. I was like, all right, man.
I'm bringing it to the pot. I'm bringing it to the pot. Yeah, gates are gates, doors are doors. Yeah, let's not intermingle them. The gate is on a gate. It's an entryway through that gate. The door on the house. It's the entryway to the house, but it's a door though. Yeah. Let's not intertwine the two. Definitely something. If we're gonna play the combo game, why is it gate door and not door gate? You know what I'm saying? And we don't even want to have that. We don't want to have that conversation, right? So yeah, let's just leave that one where it is.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it is comedy with her 24/7. She honestly looked at me and said, "Gate door." I was like, "Oh shit! All right."
Shay, so do gates have doors? No, fences have gates. You don't get in gates. You walk through fences through gates. Keep saying entry to
prison. There you go. Don't double down, lady. I told you, don't double down.
I don't even want to. I don't even want to take this any further. Like, I'm gonna just moonwalk out of this one. Like I got nothing. I got nothing.
All right, man. Listen, any last words before we get up out of here?
Hey, whatever you do, man, close the gate behind you when you leave the house. Right? Whatever you do, man, just close the gate behind you when you leave the house. Man. Especially if you're coming home after 2 a.m. You hear me?
2 a.m. Jezebel.
Oh, man. How'd you know I came in so late? I heard the gate. That's why.
Oh
Oh
man,
God.
that's funny. That's
These
funny.
are jokes. These are all little jokes.
No,
We
yeah,
love everybody.
absolutely.
We love everybody. Trying to sleep
Absolutely.
with both eyes closed this evening, you know?
Yeah, man, that's it's another week of FCP, man. We hope y'all really enjoyed today's show. I know we did, especially after gate door.
Yeah,
Um,
I did not see that coming. That was a good one.
yeah, that's gonna stick around. That might stick around as much as 2 a.m. Jezebel, man. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man.
oh man. All right. So listen, episode 71 is out right now on all podcast platforms. Make sure y'all go check that out. Setting expectations. A lot of good advice on how to set expectations, what steps to take towards them, and then setting realistic targets towards meeting them, right? But also giving yourself grace because this year is going to come with a lot of challenges. But we love y'all. We know y'all love yourselves, and we know y'all have the ability to accomplish anything you want to accomplish, man. So why not make this year as great as possible? We always appreciate the love here on FCP. And listen, man, we'll be back here next Wednesday. Y'all be good, man. Stay positive and productive out there.
Close your gates.